Hey, this is Dave from DNA Reptilia. As you notice, doing something a little bit different this time because it's our YouTube year in review for year 2021. Are you ready? Let's go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what you see here is our back end of our YouTube. This is our best videos for the year 2021, the last 365 days. Yes, this is the last video of the year. I hope you guys all had a very good Christmas this past weekend, and I hope your New Year's goes off without a hitch, we'll say. But as you can see here, these are our top 10 videos for this year. I like to go back and reflect and see what videos over in the last 365 days have done great for us or better than expected, because you think you got a perfect video and it doesn't do what you hope it would do. And there's actually one huge surprise on this list that I had no idea was gonna eventually take off, but we'll get to that in a second. First video is one of our shorts. We didn't do very many shorts, and I was like, nah, the number 10 video is Abby feeding her red Ackie some crickets. It's a short video. Dumps them in. Her Ackie goes nuts over them. Goes off hunting, everything. It's a great video. It's got 442 views in the last 365 days. That was kind of a surprise, you know. To what I've been seeing, YouTube Shorts have actually done pretty good. We put up a couple, but not too many. This one did alright. Number 9 spot, we have my rat build. Dave from DNA Reptilia here. We have too many rats. We need to build another rack. And the funny thing about this is, today I had a big issue. It was 100% my fault. I turned my little valve to fill the 5-gallon bucket above the rat rack, and I walked away. Hours later, I do mean hours, I have a slow line going to it, so it's not a whole lot of water, but it was enough water to fill all 5 tubs, and well, nothing was salvageable. But I'm looking at the bright side because it was in my very first rack, not this one here, and it was a lot shorter of a rack. And it was really hard to get food inside of it. So I'm looking at that as a benefit. So I'm going to tear it apart and make it more like this rack right here. Or I'm going to make it more like that rack right there. That was number 9. Now we're going to go into the number 8. And the thing is, I still use this. Today, we're going to discuss hemp bedding for your rats. But the catch is, I don't use it for the rats. If you watch the video, you'll see the reason why I don't use it for rats. But I do use it for our African soft furs. Go watch that video and you'll see why. That was number 8. Let's go to number 7. Number 7 was a tragedy. It was actually a tragedy news. And why do tragedies always do decently for views? Well, everybody wants to know what went wrong. Alright, and what went wrong was actually, it was pretty tragic. Hey, this is Dave from DNA Reptilia. This is another not so good video. I got some really bad news in this one. But trying to give you some knowledge about, well, spare you the details. This video was actually about one of our twin ball pythons. The week before, or 2 weeks before this, I actually gave an update how well they were doing. Well, I'm going to spoil the punchline. One of them actually did pass away on me. It was a fluke of nature. It's one of those things that just, you cannot predict. Just going to have to go back to the video and find out exactly what happened. But I'm spoiling the punchline that it did pass away. I miss it every day. As you can see, I still have the other twin right here. Remember, when this was born, this was only 20 grams. Yeah, how you doing, Tick? So, it's healthy. It's got a small head, as you can see. You know, it's doing well. This is a blade head hypo. It's good. So, now from bad news, at number 7, we are going to go to an unboxing, actually, to number 6. This guy deserves all the attention he can get. This company is expanded dramatically since I made this video. This is Dave from DNA Reptilia. What I got here in this box will bring reptile show displays to a whole new level. See what I did there? Of course you did. This is actually our unboxing of our next level display. This display is insane. I mean, most people that I tell what the price is of them, they're like, oh my. But I tell them, it's like, I know it's heavy, I know it's on the expensive end, but everything is there. You don't have to worry about forgetting something except the key. It's the only thing you might forget, but as long as you pack everything up in the box, you're golden. You are golden. Next level displays are great. They've changed them a little bit since I purchased. They started making snake racks now for your at home. The same material that this display is actually made out of. It's not PVC. It's actually a lot more durable. Doesn't scratch real easy. Everything is all built in. They use Freedom Breeder tubs. So with that, we're going to go up from there. And our next one, number 5, we're in the middle now. We're at the transition. Is before you buy the sensor push, buy this instead. I still use these today. It's not a sensor push. It's actually cheaper. Dave from DNA Reptilia here. What I got right here is hopefully going to save you a bunch of money instead of buying a sensor push. It's Aquaria. I think I'm saying it right. And yes, I still use it to this day. Our incubator is sitting at 88.4. It's a little on the cool side, but it is winter time, so I let it get a little bit cooler. Alright, that video got 1,126 views. Now we're going to go to the video that it hits 1,209 views in the last 365 days. And this is the shocker. This is literally the first video that we ever put up on YouTube. Hello, Dave from DNA Reptilia here, coming to you from the kitchen. Today, we're going to expand some Eco Earth brick. I figured, I don't think anybody has ever done a YouTube video like that. And it didn't, I mean, that's the first video that started off the channel, but it's not the one that made the channel. Not at all. Definitely not at all. I didn't actually think that video did so poorly when I first uploaded it, you know, and the first year, this is our second year on YouTube. The first year we were on YouTube, it really didn't take off. Now all of a sudden it's actually taken off, and it's, I don't use Eco Earth anymore. I did at that time for about another 4 or 5 months afterwards, but I figured what the hey, let's make an eco-earth video. Everybody else is doing ReptiChip. Granted, I use ReptiChip now, but everybody does ReptiChip videos, so I figured I have to try an eco-earth video and see how well it does. And the last year, it actually did very well. That was video number 4. Now we're going to go into video number 3. To tell you the truth, this video is actually, I got it set up to private right now. There's a reason for that. The reason why, well, this is Dave from DNA Reptilia. This came from Vision Products. Got a little something new. That is actually a rodent rack. It's a half rack from Vision. Yeah, it's new. Okay, that was the video that I did for the assembly, the first hands-on with Vision Products attempt at rodent rack. I still use the rack. To my knowledge, I mean, there is issues with it. I am fine with the issues because of what I breed in it. But to my knowledge, they are actually working on fixing the issues. You cannot buy the product anymore. I still have the video up, but it's set onto private. So, because I'm not going to advertise anymore for a product that's actually not available. Once I hear that there is changes to it and that they actually work, then I'll probably reshoot the video. That was video number 3 that had 1,288 views in the last year. Now we're going to go to number 2. This one was another shocker. It was one of our earliest videos that we did. I actually think I did the video on Facebook first, a few months prior to putting it up on YouTube. The upload date was March 26th of 2020. And in the last 365 days, it has gotten 2,259 views. I got some boxes right here from Vision. Some of this is just their normal big tubs, but the other ones were just premiered not too long ago. It's their rodent breeding setup. Now, this is a completely different rodent breeding setup. This is the first one that they came out with, which, to what I understand, is doing actually phenomenally well. There is 0 issues with it. I was using it for the mice for quite a while, and I decided I'm not going to use mice anymore. I went to African soft furs, and I did a totally different setup with that. But the rodent breeding lids that go on their V35s and V35Ss are actually a really good hit for the smaller breeders. I did a after a 6-month review, and I figured it wasn't for us for mass production, as it takes up a lot of room. And 2,259 views in the last 365 days. So that was March 26th of 2020. So it's gotten more views in the past year than it did in the first year. Now, the number 1 video of the last 365 days. Now I can see why this one did very well. Dave here from DNA Reptilia. Today we're going to prepare our frozen thawed rats, and the star of the show is going to be that vacuum chamber right there. Yes, it is our vacuum chamber video. I still use that sucker to this day, and I love it. I brag about it all the time. Once I call my rodents, put them in the bag, 15 seconds later, ready for the freezer, all vacuum sealed up. The vacuum sealer was a little bit on the expensive side. I think I paid $375 for it at the time. I bought it back at the end of last year, beginning of this year. Recorded a video in January. That's this whole year has gotten 2,860 or 56 views. That's our #1 video in the last 365 days. That's awesome. That vacuum chamber is awesome, and I'm glad 2,800 people have seen that video. I don't know if 2,800 people actually purchased this thing. If so, excellent. There's better ones out there. There's cheaper ones out there, you know. But the time that it saved was insane. Thanks for watching our videos for this last year. Hopefully to see you subscribe and follow along to the next year and see what comes of it of 2022. And guess what? I'll give you a little secret. Our first video, it's going to be a clutch cutting for next year. Until then, like, share, follow. We're out.